Good morning. We are live. Not yet in our Discord room. However, we are live currently on our Facebook group as well as YouTube. We are here for Sunday mornings, showing up radically vulnerable experience. Okay. Yeah. So here we go. Let me see if we are almost in the room, and I'm here with Rachel Buffett, who's also on our team.
Hello.
And we are ready to show up radically vulnerable in our bodies
Yes,
this
we are.
morning. Um, and so there's a lot of chat this morning in our Discord, and I want to say I love it. Aha, it looks like we are. All right, we are live. Good morning, Rally. Showing up radically vulnerable. I'm Betsy Junti here with
Rachel Buffett.
Yes, wonderful. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about Rally, but before we do that, I would like to invite all of you. We're coming together for our first session this morning. If you're in a place where you can close your eyes or soften your gaze, I just invite you to take a deep breath in, hold it, and release. And one more deep breath into your body right now. Holding and releasing. We are here at Sunday as we spring forward in some places for a time change on our last day of Rally. We are super excited to be and a little sad to be at our last workshop. There's just a couple of pieces. At the end, we'll go over some quick announcements. If you do have chat as we're moving forward, if you have thoughts, please bring it forward into our chat room. And if you have any questions, our team is here. We are excited you are all here. We're really blessed. And we're excited to bring you the body acceptance vulnerability experience. I'd just like to, on our team, we have had the pleasure of working with Rachel Buffett, and I can't say enough good things about her, but I'll say that Rachel naturally laughs at almost everything. Rachel is with working with Rachel, it's like you're like, hey, maybe we could do this, and Rachel says, I've already done A, B, C, and D. Which one would you like? It's really a true joy. And with that, I'm going to welcome Rachel and welcome you all to the Body Acceptance Vulnerability Experience.
Good morning and hi, y'all. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. Leading this rally alongside the team has really been a huge blessing. And when we were going through material and deciding what exactly was going to be in the rally, it was like, okay, we want to do this like cool body acceptance thing. And it was like, okay, heck yeah. And like this like personally is like a very this is a topic that's like very near and dear to my heart. So I wanted to start us off with a little quote, just kind of explaining why the term body acceptance is being used today. So, why body acceptance and not body positivity? Feeling good about your body every hour of every day is not realistic. The problem with body positivity is that it can end up being another item on our to-do list. Less of a thing that we can actually move through and feel through and go through, and just a thing that feels like huge and unrealistic. And when it comes to befriending your body, there is no shortcut. And that pressure to feel good about the way you look all the time is not helping. What Stanley proposes is body acceptance. Body acceptance that means, yes, you might feel shitty when you look in the mirror this morning, but it also implores you to ask questions like, where's this bad feeling coming from? How can I confront it? And can I get through it if nothing about how I look changes? Which leads us to the tough question and the tough truth. Body acceptance is work and it is lifelong. For me, the biggest difference here is body acceptance allows rooms for my flaws and my faults, as where body positivity, just because of the inherent nature of the wording, feels like it feels toxic to me, and it feels like a way for our society to capitalize on my faults and make me feel as in I have to be only good all the time, and that just doesn't necessarily work for everyone. So we're gonna move on to explaining how this workshop, specifically today, is going to work. Um, so we're gonna be leading you through some content and be offering guiding questions. We're gonna have a couple central ideas, and then we're also going to have small groups in the Discord. So really, we're encouraging you to show up as you are. If you do not feel in a space to be in a small group to do this work, that's totally okay. So what I encourage you to do is, if that is just not part of where your vulnerability allows you to be, is you can look at this question and you can journal through them on your own. But we really would love to have you in our small breakout rooms if at all possible. But let's go ahead and get started.
Today I asked my body what she needed, which is a big deal, considering my journey of not really asking that much. I thought she might need more water, more protein, more greens, more yoga, more supplements, more movement. But as I stood in the shower, reflecting on her stretch marks, her roundness where I would like flatness, her softness where I would like firmness, all those conditioned wishes that form a bundle of never quite rightness. She whispered very gently, "Could you just love me like this?" Holly Holden.
So as we move into breakout rooms this morning, we have a couple questions for you. We encourage you to share your name, what years you're in Y.O.U, and your region. And what could your group mates do to make you feel more comfortable? What are you willing to do to make others feel more comfortable? How did this poem make you feel? It's a very big thing. Could you love me just the way that I am? So let's go ahead and move into breakout rooms, and we'll see you back here.
So the breakout rooms they are in our server, and if you look to the left, Danica's already in one. So if you look to the left underneath the main room, you can join any of the breakout rooms. As you hear me saying all this, just go ahead and head into those rooms, and we'll either pop into them or we'll put a message in the main room chat. So wonderful. It's already starting to happen. Ironically, both of the Jennies have already done this. Great. So Jenny. Yeah. So if you need help, and when we're ready, we will put in the text chat that we are ready to have you come back. If you need help, put it in the main room chat. And do keep in mind the groups are actually set up so they can't be more than 5 people. So if you're trying to join a group that has, you see it has 5 people, just try to join another group. I noticed that Breakout 2 is free, so is 5 and 6. Actually, as I look at it, you will only see one room. Apparently, our team is on top of things. So it's we pre-assigned you to a room. So go ahead and go there if you're ready, and we will see you shortly. All right, we're gonna start coming back. We know a lot of you just got into your groups, but this, but we got a lot going on this morning, so there's a lot more time to spend with your groups.
Yeah, we'll be meeting back with the same groups throughout this workshop, so we'll have time to go ahead and discuss even more with everyone. So yeah, if you can just begin coming back.
All right. I noticed that we have some groups coming back, and thank you so much. So,
With throughout this workshop, we're going to have opportunities to go into these small groups to kind of discuss and move through some of the things that are discussed. So we'll keep going back to those, but we'll warn you before that happens. And also, if you can have someone from your group kind of looking at the main room to ensure that you're coming back, that would be absolutely wonderful. Give us just a moment here. And go ahead and feel free to use the main chat, and we'll go ahead and move on to a little comic we had. Betsy, any thoughts?
Oh, geez, how about I just, okay. No, more just we were, if your group had any insights and you wanted to share them with the main room, we just wanted to open a space for that right now. However, since there's a lack of typing, it's cool. Time change is fun. Let's keep moving with.
Okay, so this is a comic we're going to read aloud. Okay. So, fat is not a feeling, though it has a lot of emotional friends: anxiety, sadness, fear, disappointment, doubt, embarrassment. We monitor feelings to gauge whether or not things are doing pretty good so they can stay about the same, or if they're just kind of okay, whether they're bad and things need to change. But feeling fat makes us believe something must always change. Fat makes us distrust our own feelings. I can't be happy. Am I not good enough yet?
Hang on half a second. We are the stuff that Rachel's been reading. We're dropping in the comments. So if you will just allow for half a second, let me get caught up on that, and then we will move to the next slide.
Fat is a sensation of monitoring how much space you occupy. Fat is a sensation of monitoring how much space you occupy and then judging it too much. We equate judgment with virtue. As long as we are monitoring our bodies, we are being good. I might not be thin, but at least I know I should be thin. The truth is, you will never feel better by believing the problem is that your body takes up too much space in this world. Never. Your body isn't going anywhere, and your body deserves to take up space. Your body is a solid mass. Fat is a gas, a thought that will take up as much space as you give it. Hate is not a magic wand that shrinks your thighs. Buy mental real estate for other things. Do not give empty thoughts, lots of your brain space over to noxious ideas. Start by eliminating this phrase from your vocabulary: I feel fat, because fat is not a feeling. And again, we're going to have that comic in the chat. And I'd like to thank Jenny Owen. I think this comment is like so beautiful, to have this like mind thought of my body supports me when I blank. So my body supports me when I move. My body supports me when I dance, anything like that. So we're going to have some guiding questions. How did the cartoon make you feel? So, and all that kind of good jazz. So we'll go ahead and begin to move into breakout rooms now if we can. And we'll see you back here soon.
Hey, if you're watching this, we're coming back in about to the main room in approximately 5 minutes. So that's pretty wonderful. Yeah, that's about it.
So as we start coming back to this space, Any thoughts you had on the last little bit of content? Feel free to share them in the chat. We'll be going through that as a team, and kind of highlighting some if there's any. And I also think, like, just random thought, like, once you stop using like fat or like other things like that are like descriptors as like feelings, like it opens you up to kind of like experience other things as feelings as well. Also, like a major point of like why we wanted to talk about this with this specific group is unity can feel so like mind oriented at times that the body and our physical manifestation can kind of feel left out of it. So we really wanted to bring a light to that area of humanness to reflect on with all of you.
I'm muted. Okay, where am I? Okay, we can't have. Can we do this? There we go. Okay. All right. So just wanted to. Courtney has suggested a book in the My Body Is Not an Apology, The Power of Radical Self-Love by Sonia Renee Taylor. Incredible book. So, all right. There's a little bit of typing, and I just wanted to make sure that...
Another great resource is if you haven't read Roxane Gay's memoir. I am blanking on the title right now. She is an amazing author who talks a lot on this topic as a queer Black woman. And not only that, a queer Black fat woman. So like reading her work, I mean, just eye-opening, and also like you don't have to preach much to the choir with me. I'll kind of like listen to your ideas full on, but she is absolutely phenomenal. And that again is Hunger, A Memoir of My Body by Roxane Gay. Thank you, Betsy, for giving me that title.
I got you. Yeah. So we have a lot of yes, there we go. Alyssa Wolf put it in the comments, and Alexis, The Body Keeps the Score, Healing Trauma is another recommendation. So that's pretty exciting. Okay, so I'm going to read, Rachel, a comment that is in the chat, and you can respond. From Callie Johnson, I was saying in my group that maybe it's like a two-step program, acceptance and then positivity. But I was thinking about it, and maybe it's the other way around, positivity and then acceptance, because I can certainly find positive things about my body. And if I can start there and just build my positive list for myself, that can lead to full acceptance.
Ooh, I mean, snaps for that. I think like that is a really poignant and get thought, and like kind of gets to the core of this. I think for me, my personal issue with body positivity is that it kind of feels at times like it's like this beautiful movement that was started by people, women of color, and it has become this thing of in the media of this is only for a select group. It's for thin white heteronormative cis women to feel good about themselves, and has kind of become this capitalism like monster a little bit. And for me, that's why I've shifted away from body positivity. That isn't to say that within body acceptance that you can't feel positive. I think that's kind of inherent within this specific movement, but I think what it's saying is, you know what, we're allowed to have this full spectrum of emotions about our bodies. And if at the end of the day we can look at it and say, you know what, I accept myself for the way I exist, then we're kind of nailing it right on the head.
So from Courtney Gomia, and our bodies do so much for us, carry us through this harsh world, and still allow us to find love in ourselves at the end of the day. We are warriors. Society will definitely try to break you down. But if you have that list of things, I promise it will be longer than the negatives.
True. Thank you, Courtney.
There's a lot of typing, and which is wonderful, and we want to get to that, but we have some awesome stuff moving forward. Okay, but Alexis wrote a wonderful paragraph, so I'm just going to read it, and then we're going to move forward. Okay, Alexis, I've been working very hard on being and feeling present in my body, but as it's something I've struggled with most of my life. I think that sometimes it feels easier to disassociate and feel like I'm not really here. And then I can accept my body more when I'm not in it. Feeling present can make me feel bad physically and mentally, but I'm working on honoring those things, bad and good, so I can feel safe feeling present in my body.
And I think another part of that as well is for anyone with trauma or illness that specifically affects the body, being like loving your body when it like is in like visceral pain and you can't control it can be a really hard thing. And I think there is room for that acknowledgement within this world of body acceptance that, you know what, some days my body doesn't do what I would like it or what I would need it to do. And you know what, like some days that's okay.
And there's some great sharing here. And I think with that, I think we can have both. So are we ready, Rachel?
Yeah.
All right.
So, okay. So looking at this slide, immediately you see the phrase, what do you weigh? And I think it can throw some people off, but this is personally one of my own favorite, like body, like positivity, body acceptance movements, because it cues in the mind as well. Like it looks at the wholehearted person. And it's called the Y.O.U movement. It was started by Jamila Jamil in 2019, I believe, and started with her looking at commentary on celebrities who are putting out these things of I weigh this and putting it in kilograms. And she kind of responded, she's like, I am worth so much more than that. I am worth everything I have ever loved. I am worth everything I have ever fought for. I am worth my laughter and my joy and so much more. I weigh so much more than fucking kilograms. And really this has like sparked a giant movement. And I think it brings up this idea of like, what do we weigh that is beyond our physical forms? And what do we place value in that keeps us feeling human and more than just a number? And so really going into this, like, next section, we're gonna have some guiding questions of what do you weigh and how does it feel to shift value away from your body to, like, your actual attributes and characteristics. But before we do that, we're also going to throw in this other side of it of mantras that can help you to begin accepting your body, and feeling through that body acceptance piece. So give us a second, we'll get those pulled up. So for anyone who would like to say these either with me or you can discuss them in your group afterwards, these are great mantras for those who wish to be body accepting. So we'll just go ahead and look through those now. I release all judgment toward my body. My body is innocent. I am more than a body. I am grateful to have a body. That one for me, like, really hits me. Like, I'm grateful to have a body is such like a powerful statement. Like, some days I might not feel like the happiest with it, but you know what? Like, I have a body. That's fabulous. But so as we move into breakout groups, so we're going to be talking about what do you weigh? What characteristics keep you feeling wholehearted? And what mantra from this list do you resonate with the most? Are there other mantras you can think of that could help you work with working towards body acceptance? So we will go ahead and move into breakout rooms now if you all are ready. Um, and we will give you a warning when it is time to come back. So, as we come back into this space, I just want to read this comment from Franco. Um, I try or want to treat my body like a temple by getting exercise, eating better, and resting. It isn't always consistent, but there. And I think I agree with you, Franco. Like, there's parts of this, like, there can be struggle within being vulnerable about where you are at in terms of um like loving your body and accepting your body. However, like um I truly believe like they were talking like the in the quote that I was reading from like the very beginning, um body acceptance is a lifelong journey and it is work, and some days it can be hard, some days it can be easy. However, it is worth the work. And with y'all being back, if you have anything from your group that you want to share in the comments, now is the time to do so. We'd love to hear your thoughts, see where everyone is at with this. And after that, we'll kind of be doing a centering exercise, but go ahead and share those thoughts now. Um, and we are, according to the schedule, we are running a little bit late. However, with the time change, I hope you can grant us a moment of grace with all this. And hopefully it's all okay. And we're just going to kind of move through that and be through that. And you know what? This mantra from Callie is like so good. My body serves my highest good. Ugh, so beautiful. Such an empowering thought, and moment of acceptance and love. Yeah, and there's Courtney, you like read my mind is like this idea of um health at every size and with especially within the medical community and to look at people's bodies as a case by case basis. Like one of my favorite examples forever and always will be the fact that people think Lizzo is unhealthy is like mind blowing to me because I look at her on stage like doing like playing the flute, dancing full out, moving her body, loving through her body, and I'm like, how could you think this woman is unhealthy? Like, I think there's a ton of bodies that could not like muster that like that strength and inner beauty. And I think there is like this definite moment of societal shift that I would love to see happen of, you know what, your weight does not equate your health. Um, that's just not, it should stop being part of the equation, in my personal opinion. Um, but and I just could talk about Lizzo for forever because yeah, dancing for hours. She's singing, she's like belting these notes, she's playing the flute, and people still have the audacity to say, "Oh, but you're unhealthy because you're fat." Doesn't necessarily equate. Like, she is such a health icon for me personally. of like, you know what, like it's all right to honor my body and to love it as it is. And for a lot of people, like with body acceptance and like their journey with their bodies, um, losing weight is not like the goal. And I think also part of this is um, like definitely um diet culture and being healthy are two different things. And I think what Jenny like says here like just resonates with me to my core is my body does not equate my value. Like such like I just want to say again, my weight does not equate my value. Oh, and like the microaggressions within the body world. And it's like, well, like specifically, I think like you're pretty for a big girl is like one that like um just and yeah, and I think all of this I'd love to read this next quote from Danica. Um I brave the bellies of the beasts that I chose and choose to invite to stay. Yeah, I think there's a huge power in deciding and choosing to not allow standards to define you, and that, you know what, even if a role is there and it's presented to you, you don't necessarily have to adopt it. And you can acknowledge that. You can acknowledge that something exists without integrating it into your existence. So feel free to keep typing in the chat. And what we'll go ahead and do now is we're going to move into a body centering exercise. So, this is going to be just a little bit of a body scan. So in whatever space you're in, I invite you to ground your feet and feel your way through your body, moving your breath in and through your body and releasing any tension you may be holding. Taking this moment as an opportunity to stretch and move your body in whatever ways you need. Taking this moment to say to yourself, my body does not define my value. It is beautiful to love my body. It is beautiful to accept my body. I am grateful to have a body. And just keeping that acknowledgement within yourself as you move throughout your day. So we will go ahead. I'm going to throw it back to Betsy here. That kind of concludes our body acceptance vulnerability experience.
Thank you so much, Rachel. We're going to move into a couple of announcements. And it's always wonderful when you're dealing with alumni to to have you all in a place where you can't sing to me. I'm just kidding. I love it in person. All right, couple of housekeeping pieces here, and feel free if you. We love the sharing. And we're honored that you are sharing. So feel free to continue that in the chat as you need to. All right. This morning, we'll drop it in the announcements text channel, but we do have an evaluation, and this is our second virtual rally, and you know it, but we are definitely already planning for our third. So fill out the evaluation. And I just invite you to, I would love to know all of your thoughts. We all would. And softly remember that there are only a few of us that work very, very hard on this. So family groups are next. If you have never been in a family group, believe it or not, we're happy to put you in one this morning if you are available. We'll drop that link in the text channel right now. But just go to Family Landing, and there will be a family group. Even if this is your first time being in family, we offer like incredible amount of flexibility, and since this is our second event, like we were really excited to be able to figure out how we can honor your schedule and your needs to want to join us in community. After family groups, we have closing circle. If this work has touched you and you would like to, donate, consider a love offering. It's been asked if we're doing a magnet again. I know that we're going to be coming up with some awesome souvenir. So that's a thing that's coming up. Also, if you really liked being on our Discord server, we've loved having you. We have a year-round server. It's called Alumni Village. And another thing is, if you're like, dude, this organization's amazing, I'm sure and this is something you want to give your time to and your ideas, please check out the virtual booths with our teams. Please give us your ideas. We, more than anything, this is your alumni association, and we are just we're just holding a space. But again, if you've been inspired and you want to tell us your ideas, or you're looking for different ways to serve, either in a team capacity or however that can work for you, we are really open to that. So, yes, lots of thank yous for Rachel. It's been a real honor, Rachel, to have you lead this workshop. So with that, right now is technically the time we're supposed to be in families. Oh gosh, Courtney, thank you. If you haven't been in a family yet, please go to the Family Landing channel and we will assign you. Otherwise, we would invite you to take a 10-minute break. So we'll start families approximately at 5 minutes to the hour. If you have questions, or comments, leave it in the main room. Otherwise, we will see you all in family. So if you've not been assigned to a family yet, or you'd like to be, Family Landing. If you're going to family groups, 5 minutes, and we'll see you all hopefully at closing circle. It has been our honor to host this. And with that, peace out.